On purpose, I volunteered to work the graveyard shift. I don't know why. At the time, it seemed like a good idea, mainly because so many people were fighting for the day shift. I didn't want to be one of those guys who would fight for something I know not going to get. Or getting a day shift will pretty much screw someone else that wanted the day shift to get the day shift. I decided I'm going to just volunteer for the graveyard shift because nobody wants graveyard. Therefore, I'm going to tribute myself and be happy, etc. Because I didn't want to be in that meeting anymore, I decided that this is all you're going to get out of me is this response. I want graveyard, and that's it. Now, graveyard does have its perks, and I'm going to tell you about the perks that the graveyard shift has. Wrote them down. So, working on the graveyard shift leaves my daytime to be free for myself. During the days when the school schedule has more options. And I thought, if I'm going to go to school, I'm going to want to take morning classes because easier to get those classes. They're not long, and I have a better experience during the daytime. So I decided to sign up for a class from 8 in the morning to 9:30 a.m. every morning. When I get out of work, I don't have a chance to sleep. I take a nap sometimes if I'm lucky, and I set 5 alarms. And I've missed one exam so far that I've been able to make up. But the rest, it's like I wake up 5 minutes right before class starts, log into the Zoom, and it's all online, by the way. One time, I barely woke up. This was a Saturday morning, and my Zoom settings are set to where default camera is turned off and audio is turned off. I guess I didn't verify that, so when I turn on the camera, or when I turn on Zoom, the camera was on. It was in my underwear, no shirt, rubbing my eyes, scratching my body probably. And the lecture was going on. I couldn't get the sound to work. For some reason, the sound on my headphones wasn't working properly. And I was flipping through the menu, and then I saw the screen, and it had the camera with my body. Quickly, boom, went under the desk. Logged into the audio. There was nothing on the chat about me not wearing a t-shirt. Audio, the teacher had kept his lecture, maintain his composure. Turn off my camera, put on a t-shirt, and then I decided to turn on the video again. That was scary. I thought I was going to get in trouble for some reason. I was embarrassed, and I felt bad because, it's not modest. I don't really know the people in that class anyways. The second time that I've had a mess up is I woke up right at 9 o'clock at the end of the class. Got into the Zoom lecture, and right away, the professor muted my microphone. I didn't even know the microphone was on. And I said to her in an email that I overslept. I'm sorry. It's not. So she understands that I have a weird schedule. Give me a pass. Told me to log in the following class and do the exam during the time. Well, I was in an exam part of their class, so I had to kind of sift through their lecture and them asking 100 questions. Cool. Toughed it out. Got a passing grade. No big deal, right? The second thing that's pretty awesome about working at the graveyard shift is that there's less administration at the office, so to speak. They kind of go around nitpicking little frivolous items, and I hear a lot of complaints from day shift saying that, hey, so-and-so said something to me, very uncalled for, it's none of their business, not even their department, they're micromanaging, etc., whatever it is. I face none of that during the graveyard shift because it's a skeleton crew. And with the same breath, skeleton crew seems to be pretty tightly knit. There's fewer of us there. We get to work with each other. We get to know a little bit about each other. Pretty awesome. Pretty unique. A little bit familiar also. Also, having the graveyard shift, there's less people in the break room. During the day shift, everyone takes a break roughly around the same time. Everybody goes to the break room. It gets crowded. When I used to go and I had the day shift, I didn't take my break at that time. I waited a little bit early or a little bit late. And if I was to walk through the break room and nobody crowded, I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, not only is the social distancing still a thing, like, I just don't want to be around noise and chatter. with the break room, people watch TV really loud, people talk really loud, people listen to videos on their phone on YouTube, or listen to some music. Most of the time, music that they play is something that's really annoying that I don't want to listen to. So I can't enjoy my break during that time. However, graveyard shift, 4 people tops in a break room that seats 50. Yeah, it's a pretty big break room. And we all sit like opposite ends of the room. And it's quiet. The TV volume is really, really quiet. When people talk, they kind of understand that, hey, it's indoor, we use our indoor voice. Not during the day. And people complain to me about this. Like, hey man, you're lucky you got the graveyard shift. I know the hours are tough, but you get to take your break in peace. And I'm like, hell yeah, I get to take my break in peace. Now, with the graveyard shift, you don't have a normal sleep schedule. You don't sleep when the sun goes down and wake up in the morning when the sun comes up. No, it's the opposite. I go to work when the sun is going down. I get out of work right around the time when the sun is going up. So for me, for sleep, I kind of get it when I can. It was one of those things where even on the submarine, they say, hey, if you could get a nap in, get a little bit of rest, get it, because you don't know when you're going to get a chance to go back to sleep. So when I get off of work, I take a little power nap right before my class, set up some timers so I don't sleep till my class again. After my lecture, whatever little errands I got to do or little chores, like for example, now I'm doing some laundry. Because I don't want to wake up and then do laundry and then have my uniform still be, not dry and then wear it to work like that. So I'm doing laundry, I'm going to throw it in the dryer, and then I'm probably going to get some sleep. That's just normal now. Normal sleep does not exist. With that, I had to get some blankets. Here, let me show you. Furniture blanket from Harbor Freight. Dimension is 40 inches by 50 inches. I get 2 of them, clamp them to the pole, whatever. Now pitch black. And it's cool because now I could modify the light. I could use some cool lighting for my background. Normal sleep is gone. So I operate 100% on naps. Naps range between 1 hour to about 5.5. I think 6 hours is like the most consecutive sleep I've had. And that's good. Even on a normal schedule, 6 hours was like not a thing. 4 hours, 5 hours. People are really shocked that my body can operate like this. And I say, hey, it's just something that I'm used to. I don't know if I could blame it on the military thing. Lack of sleep was kind of like a badge of honor. When someone was tired, they would say I slept 8 hours. And then other people that were wide awake would scoff and say, hey, I slept 4 hours. But, they operate on this. They operate on this. On this. So, some caffeine. After hours beer. Oh, that reminds me. The days that I'm done, like with work and then the weekend starts, I get home, watch a movie, the sun is coming up. I open a beer at like 6 in the morning. And I told my coworker, hey, there's something really, really relaxing about cracking open a beer and drinking at 6 in the morning with the sunrise. Normally people drink coffee with the sunrise, but it's the end of my day. Drink a nice malted beverage and watch the sun come up and then go to sleep. It's pretty cool. I know it's a little bit different. It's kind of like when people go camping and they start drinking at 8 in the morning. Same concept. And then, last, for me, most importantly, but not least, is you never have to use any of your paid time off to do anything during the day. Like dentist appointments, doctor appointments, having to go to the DMV, or waiting at the house to get furniture delivered. You don't have to use paid time off because, hey, that's off your schedule. You're never going to get into your paid time off for a little crap like that. The only time I'll go into PTO is going to be when I have to have a consecutive day off. Like, hey, I'm going to go to out of town or whatever. So daytime hours are free for appointments, for errands, for anything you got to do. So one of the things I didn't like about working during the day, we'll call that 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., is that as soon as you get out of work, it's 4:30, rolls into 5 o'clock, everything closes. If I wanted to go to the store and buy like some consumables for welding, some material for building something like metal or whatever it is, these places, they close. They shut down at 5, kick everybody out, and you can't get anything until the weekend. This is where it gets kind of nasty. During the weekend, these places are crowded. industrial metal supply in Sun Valley, crowded on the weekends. You're going to be standing in line. There'll be no parking. It's going to be kind of uncomfortable. With that much people in your environment, you're kind of just like, me personally, I don't want to be around people like that. Like, it's cool, everyone wears a mask and all, but there's still some assholes out there who don't wear masks. The downside of working evenings is, like, obviously you cannot hang out with your peers at like 5 p.m. and start drinking because you got to go to work after that. You got to go to work already clear head. So I don't even bother. Not my thing anyways. Like, if I was to go to like a lunch truck, like in the evening, get like a vegan burrito or some vegan mac and cheese, they set up at 6:30. 6:30 to about 11 p.m. is when these popular trucks kind of set up. I'm not going to be able to visit them until my day off, which that will be, weekends or whatever, and it's going to be crowded. That's really it, I think, at least for right now, because everything else is still closed. With COVID-19 happening, restaurants are still shut down. You could get takeout, but like the whole purpose of go to these places to not be at home, and if you can't eat in there, then you can't sit down, you can't relax. Then I don't even bother. I just get groceries, I come home, I prepare them, and then that's it. Final thing, the things that I've been hearing over and over is like, hey, you guys are so lucky because most of the time the night shift, it's like taper off with like little workload. Sometimes there's a balance between the day shift and night shift with like the workload and stuff because we're still trying to figure these things out. I don't know, they haven't really said anything about are we able to start talking about our job. We'll talk about my job a little bit later, but for now, all I could say is I've been at my job for 90 days. It's great, no bad days. They allow creativity, outside the box thinking, and that's where they say, hey man, if you have an idea, let us know. You have no clue that the idea that you have may solve multiple issues that we're having. Without you saying anything, we're never going to know. So then I've been pretty open about what ideas I have and etc., etc. Working graveyard shifts definitely changed my life. Again, one of my first jobs was graveyard shift, working in a machine shop from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. And I was 18 years old. And I saw my life quickly pass me by. I was like, man, I'm missing out on a lot as a youth. But now that I'm 35, it's just like... It's like whatever now. It's like the day goes by fast. The day's pretty smooth. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching this video. And as you can see, I've been up since the day before. Had a little nap before my class. So I may be a little bit incoherent, but my mind is still pretty clear. Now my body feels like there's battery acid being pumped through it. But I managed to work. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it's all kosher. All right.